Dun, 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 dun. If you get that reference. Anyways, what's happening? Green Hill Radio, New World Order News. Welcome to part 2 of why Trump has basically till New Year's to get the Epstein files released. Now, I know I basically covered everything that I wanted to cover in the last video, but in this video, I want to break down in a shorter video the main point, boil down the main point that I was getting at within the last video. So strap yourselves in, because we're going to be doing that now. This is the other group community page to the other channel, Gamers Theory 101. Go check that out. Anyway, so now, as I mentioned in the last video, Owen Schroyer talking about not being able to, you can defend Trump on a lot of the issues that he's having a bit of difficulty with. Because essentially what the liberals are doing, they're not really attacking us on any things of their own. Like, we're asking stuff of Trump, and we're getting a loading bar. And when the loading bar takes too long, we complain. And then they're the annoying fuck from Simpsons standing next to us going, ha ha, ha ha, pointing at us. So that's the dynamic of what's going on. It's not that they actually have any fucking, like real shit. Most of the time, it's like the equivalent of if they were to say to us, haha, look, Trump isn't getting the border secure enough. You guys like open borders, don't you? Right? So, I am in a debate that I will continue to have with myself on this subject up until, New Year's. I'm gonna put I'm just observing, and I'm picking a set timeline. Now, one thing you could say, well, some of the reasoning behind the hesitation there is because of how much it might mess the economy up. You could call it his gift to America if he were to get it done. But for the morale of the country, like I mentioned in the last video, hanging over your head, I didn't mention that economic factor. But at the same time, I want to reverse that sentiment, because if we're going to have something happen that's really damaging to the economy, we might as well have it happen before Christmas, so that we can have a bit more of an immediate recovery factor off of the usual bit of economic boom that happens during the holiday season. So that's just one way of looking at that situation there. When I say I'm having this debate with myself that'll last till New Year's, and I made a post a while that was like, a while ago that was like, people want to laugh and act like I won't turn this ship the fuck around. Like, yeah, I will do the same U-turn that I did last time he was in office, and we were doing airstrikes on Syria, and everybody collectively stood up there, even people in the Air Force posting about it. Remember that? It was a whole big series of things. I don't remember. I was focused on that. But I don't remember what the goofy left was saying at the time about it. But I remember the Air Force and all of MAGA and the conspiracy crowd and the truth movement standing up and saying, I will not be Al-Qaeda's Air Force. That was what the Air Force was saying. But protesting this and it being turned around. And we've had these couple of turnarounds where, like, we didn't want the AI section in the big beautiful bill, and that got rejected out. Now, here's another interesting thing. Fucking Trump says, I gave you javelins when Obama gave you sheets or whatever. We're in such a maelstrom of stuff. I don't remember Ukraine really being an issue when Trump was president last time. That must have been happening towards the end of his presidency. Everything got swallowed up in the maelstrom and chaos back then. I can't imagine all the shit, and I like to think I go at a pretty breakneck pace when it comes to trying to keep up with everything. I can't imagine all the shit that we're missing right now that we'll learn about in fucking, the years following. But what's funny to me about that whole situation is that if MAGA and people like me and the conspiracy crowd, Alex Jones, I don't remember Alex Jones talking about it either. Or I didn't watch any of the channels that I've posted to Green Hill Radio at the time. But the channels that I did watch at the time, I don't remember anybody talking about it. And if it had been something that MAGA at large that we were aware of, I think it would have been protested just as much as it is now. So that's just it's just a thing that I noticed. Because like Trump used to try to spin Operation Warp Speed in a positive way and take credit for it, and we all had to tell him for a while, dude, stop fucking trying to brag about the shots. That shit was a disaster. I know you don't want to admit that Fauci tricked you and suffer that kind of political humiliation and shit, which is stupid. I mean, fuck, for the overall progression of the movement to suffer that blow. But yeah, you see what I'm saying. So, and he eventually shut up about that. So you see what I'm saying. So we've had all these kind of turnarounds. Get a drink. So you can debate whether or not before or after the holiday season would be preferable, economically speaking. I think it would be good for the morale. Who knows? I don't know. Do you think the world will drastically change so much afterwards if it is released? Leave a comment. Before or after? You want like one more normal holiday season before the world, if the world goes on a whirly tilt and goes all crazy and shit. Just kind of like scrolling through gamer stuff for no reason. I guess you can enjoy that while I cover the real issues of our time. Not that some dude was like, go back to talking about video games and playing video games and shit. Go back to your games. And I was like, yeah, maybe I wouldn't have to cover video games. Maybe video games wouldn't be an issue that I'm bringing up in a politics comment section. Or maybe video games, first of all, you brought up the video games. This guy brought up the video games because he saw that I was posting about video games. But maybe I wouldn't have to post so many things about games if you freakazoids weren't trying to chop the tits off the fucking characters, is what I said to the guy. Anyway. Game of Rebellion. Woke mind virus defeated. Cry about it. No more Sweet Baby Ink. Go back to trying that shit with Bud Light drinkers. That's what I said. So basically, what I'm getting at is the more pertinent issue underlying all of this is, like Owen was talking about, you can't defend this shit. I mentioned that in the last video. Go watch the last few videos. Well, I can, and I have been, still continuing to own the libs. It's funny, like, the delay in information, the lag, because I was focusing on war news and stuff and other videos, and so this whole Epstein situation was going on for about 3 or 4 days, maybe even a week before a business week, like 5 days, before I learned about the whole thing going on, and then I had a bunch of, like, videos to catch up on to really understand what was going on. And we were steadily growing the whole time. And then I kind of just went on my usual, like, scroll through YouTube on the weekend. Sometimes on the weekend I'll get drunk and I'll be hungover, and I don't know, I end up watching live streams and chatting with people. And it was crazy this time, that whole, like I discussed in previous videos, the whole lefty trolling Trumpstein phenomenon going on. And for a while there, it was really fucking, crazy. And it seems to have died down a little bit, but it's still there. And your average MAGA doesn't have the fucking, your average milquetoast Republican, like I've mentioned, doesn't have the, they don't have the political gumption or whatever you want to say, the speech skill to troll back against this level of shit. I mean, you can simply not give a fuck your way through being called a racist or a Nazi, but this is different level shit, So I've watched it where these live chats that are usually filled with people saying, yeah, go Trump, that kind of thing, are silent, and I have to do this battle with the fucking libs in there trolling, and after I've started to silence them a bit, then the Trump supporters, I'll be watching a Trump live stream, start to come back with the fucking their trolling of Trump 2028, which is stupid. That's a joke. We're not actually doing that, but funny. 2028, right? Bear Independent 2028. So what I'm getting at is that, and so when I sit there and I troll them back and squish them, and I'm like, it's hilarious coming from, it's disgusting, really, bunch of people that were crickets and didn't care and were silent on the subject while Joe Biden was president. We've been yelling about this for years. It's quite amazing, actually, the longevity of the memes, how it's been such a constant force since it became a story. Epstein didn't kill himself. We never stopped. We kept on. It's great. Like, and we should have conviction like that with other issues. But we kept that going and in the public's forethought and kept it an issue. But so yeah, like that's basically one of the when you're talking to people in a live chat, comment section too, but it's live chat, you're limited to the amount of, how big you can make the little paragraph of stuff you're going to say, 180 characters or whatever. And so you got to be pretty concise. So like, fucking my first pawn move on the board there, new one that I just, like, it clicked in my head and I realized, wait a second. And I had an aha moment with somebody too in the comment section. They were like, yeah, fucking right, what the fuck? I didn't think of that. Because that's how jarring it is. All of it where we're in such a maelstrom of shit, and then they hit you with this shit while you're focusing on 15 different fucking things. And it literally does take a couple of days for you to, and it's just like a brain fart where you remember something, like you were talking about a movie and couldn't remember the name of the character, and then fucking remembered it like 3 days later or whatever, and you were like, ah! So I just realized a couple of days ago, I was like, wait a second, these people are fucking disgusting. Like, I literally never seen a lib or any of them give a shit about the Epstein files or any of the pedophile elite cult story type stuff ever. Fucking, and like a bunch of robots plugged into a CNN signal, just all simultaneously overnight, the same fucking messaging, all saying the same shit. They call us a cult. It's crazy as fuck. Because, I look on the truth movement side. I may have mentioned this in the last video. I look at the truth movement side and there's no consensus. Everybody's all debating and disagreement. We're not screaming at each other for the most part, like the left is at us. Like I mentioned metaphorically, of us yelling at the government. And we've been in this crowd yelling at the government, release the files, for like years now, right? And then these motherfucking dipshits stumble into the group all of a sudden and start yelling at us. Hey, you guys haven't released, you know what I mean? Like, and then they act as if, it's crazy. They act as if they've been here the whole time. It's wild. But, point is that this shit has like a time release on it. This defense. Okay? And the reason why I'm bringing this up and I'm explaining the dynamics of why this shit actually matters and what's going on here. So, now you could say Trump doesn't have another term ahead of him, so it doesn't actually matter. But the fact of the matter is that the core of people that were called MAGA will still be around and need to be hyped up and ready and to support whatever candidate we can find who fits the bill. We can't have everybody being all beaten down and downtrodden with this kind of shit. Bear Independent 2028. If you can find a better candidate, I dare you. I dare you. Anyway. So it has a chilling effect to the morale overall of those of the truth movement and conspiracy crowd that have chosen to basically wade into the Republican Party and take it over, and we're kind of the core of it now, and you have the peripheral forces of the MAGA milquetoast Republicans that kind of get some of the stuff, but they got on board because of Trump. Like, they saw Trump and listened to him and as far as being awake to things go, They may have done some research on their own, but it's not like they were sitting here for years talking about globalism and the New World Order and the Federal Reserve and all this kind of stuff, fluoride in your water and the food dyes and everything. And then a guy came along that, you see what I'm saying? So a lot of them, there's different levels and layers to it, but a lot of them are just kind of milquetoast conservatives that would have voted for whatever Republican versus the insanity that you see on the left. So that is like part of the Great Awakening dynamic, in that we are politically arming them. And right now, they're like basically, for the most part, from what I see, helpless to respond against this level of trolling. And so what I'm saying is that when I respond with the shut the hell up, now this is good for an initial effect. I don't know how long I'll feel like it's a good way to respond, but for right now, yeah. Saying you're disgusting, coming along pretending like you cared about this issue this entire time, just popping up out of the woodwork. All of a sudden, all the liberals are conspiracy theorists and they believe Epstein is a real thing now. And they're just dead set on using it to shit on every fucking body that they view as the opposition. You see? So that, you know, I'm not going to keep, I don't know how long I can keep on saying that, like 3 months into it, like, then I'd say it with the caveat. I'd be like, since the beginning, I've been saying, you guys are fucking disgusting for popping up like this and da-da-da-da. But, so, same thing with the time limit on this shit's effectiveness, politically, to prevent the chilling effect of that trolling, because MAGA's gonna fall apart if Trump fucks this shit all up, and then there's gonna be no resistance against the kind of New World Order, satanic, globalist, elite shit going on for 2028. We need victory after victory, people to be hyped up. We get the next guy who's even more fuck the New World Order out in the open, and we vote for him, get behind him. So we don't want to enter that. So we don't want to enter that era all banged up, basically. And I can only say, because I'm one of these people who's been saying release the fucking files and keeping up with posting the fucking memes, Epstein didn't kill himself, all that kind of shit. So, at what point do my memes become Trumpsteinish, right? At what point do I start to get mad and say, all right, come on now, you fucking it up, Trump, right? Turn the ship around. Start just calling balls and strikes. You can't be happy about posting some Trump short or reel or whatever because he's drastically fucking up this one important thing. So I can only combat that chilling effect for so long, and who knows what the strategy would develop into, or if it'll even be worth it. And I mean, I've already said, like, in a couple of different ways, in a couple of different posts, hey, why don't you libs just kind of calmly join us in demanding the release of the files instead of acting like a bunch of jerks? You know, I mean, you can yell Trump's a pedo all day you want. If you want, like, fine, fair enough. I mean, I do it about Bill Gates and fucking Joe Biden. But I never ran around calling every single motherfucking Joe Biden or Hillary supporter a pedo. Like, they've kind of crossed the line, I feel like. I mean, I said in another post, I was just like, yeah, I mean, I'm at the point where, like, thanks, Mark, for not banning me on Facebook, because, like, I'm just shitting all over these people. I don't give a fuck anymore. I come into these comment sections, and this shit is all I fucking see, and I'm just like, fuck you. Because, like, what else, like, once you get past the outlining all of the reasons that I've outlined why it's stupid, like, and also, like Alex talking about the shit you overheat and fucking it boils over. I was yelling at some guy about fucking Skyrim the other day, and I was like, damn, I'm too intense. I just need to fucking, like, chill out. My New World Order fighting intensity is spilling over to my gaming intensity, and it's bullshit. Yeah, so, like, just be calm and join us. Don't yell at us, you fucking idiot. We're saying the same shit you're saying. Basically, I mean, I know you fucking hate every other issue, but of course, see, these are bad actors to begin with. You understand? They don't give a fuck about the Epstein files. They didn't. They were crickets during Joe Biden. That's the disgusting part popping up out of the woodwork now. But, you know, I assume that not all liberals, of course, they aren't. You know how these blah, 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 blah. Use your fucking brain and fast forward a little bit, right? Not a monolith. And, I know this because relatively recently, before all of this started going down, I invited a whole shit ton of fucking libs to my group and got a good decent handful to join, and some of them shit on me in the comment section at first, and I was like, listen, dude, you just got here literally like 5 minutes ago. You haven't even watched anything yet. You're like looking at headlines and memes right now and getting all pissed off because there's pro-Trump stuff in here. And I was just like, relax. I literally said to one guy, I was like, you've been here for like 5 minutes, dude. Just relax and be mature and chill out. Try to learn something. There's plenty of different, all kinds of stuff posted in this group. It's, you know, and I've honestly not had to deal with very much of any kind of shit like that, really, in my group. So that's nice. So I know it is possible what I'm talking about. One guy even said that in a comment section. He was like, Trump united America, but not in the way we thought he would. So yeah, that's why I say Trump basically has until New Year's to either get this Epstein shit done or at least make major progress in it. We're talking, you know, 3 phases out of 6 or 5 phases out of 10, whatever kind of. We're talking like at least halfway. halfway done, because more and more MAGA's gonna bleed off the outer layers of it. And honestly, the conspiracy crowd, us random truth movement people and like InfoWars dudes and etc., that make up sort of the core, that were really active in trying to get people on board for this. Like I said, there's no real... The left calls us a cult while they sit there and chant the same thing like robots. Racist, racist, Nazi, Nazi, Trumpstein, Trumpstein. Fucking... Meanwhile, I'm looking at my side like we don't really have any kind of consensus. There's no one set of videos, really, that I would point to and be like this says it all. This is the mascot of the movement right now. Like, you look at the various InfoWars hosts, and it's like a set of thermometers of pissed offness rising. Owen Schroyer, Harrison, and Chase are pretty much all the way pissed off, or at least 80%. And Alex Jones is hanging in there. He's like 75% pissed or some shit. You know what I mean? But so we're all doing this mental evolution right now in this rapid pace political chess game of debate and trolling and memeing. I mean, basically creating these chilling effects on each other's parties that, like, it's the same kind of chilling effect that killed the left, effectively. The left, its individuals within it see each other getting shit on so heavily that they're like, all right, I'm done. And they see, but the more important part is they see each other acting so fucking crazy that a lot of them on the outskirts of it check out. So, right now we're experiencing that similar effect in a way. So we're all doing this kind of mental evolution as we decide whether or not, because we're like caught in the middle here. We're sort of punching up at Trump, holding his feet to the fire, going, hey, you better follow through with this shit, while punching down to the left, while they're basically the Simpsons kid going, ha ha, ha ha. So, yeah, that's the, comment section warfare. It is good for the morale of the average Trump supporter that doesn't really know what to say in response to a lot of this shit when they see one of us learned, experienced conspiracy theorists come out and just take a devastating dump on the libs. But right now, these dumps aren't that devastating. They're just about good enough to shut down the liberal trolling and then be able to properly outline shit and then actually have a debate about it. Because once you've and it's kind of funny, you gotta kind of drill sergeant it, because when you pop up in a live chat or a conversation or a comment section, like, it really is owning the libs, because they're in trolling mode, so they're just gonna shout Trumpstein or I don't care or Nazi or whatever the fuck, and so you kind of gotta shit on them so fucking hard that they get stun locked and they don't know what the fuck to say, and then you can calmly kind of outline stuff that makes, the points, and and then from there you can actually debate and have questions and so on and so forth. But nobody's gonna get anywhere with this fucking, and it is as funny as watching normal MAGA, I don't know what you want to call it, low-level outskirts MAGA that just responds with like 2028, Trump 2028, all that stupid shit. Yeah, it's funny to watch the left flip out and stuff when you do that. But is it productive? No, not really. So, yeah. So that's what we're on. We're on a bit of an evolution here, and who knows where we'll be come midnight next year. Will we have turned the ship around? And decided that, like, I said to one guy, I was like, so what do you think we do? Start politically arming the libs so their arguments don't suck? Join forces with the libs? Come over to the dark side, libs. You can shout Trumpstein all you want, just like, understand the proper context of your trolling and shit. Like, don't just fucking yell that at every fucking random Trump supporter because, good God. I even said to a couple of people, I was like, geez, because they were really going off in the motherfucking comments, and I was like, you wouldn't say that to anybody's face. Like, the racist, the Nazi, that's one thing. But, like, I had some lady yelling at me, all caps and shit. Fucking. And I'm like, and I just imagined, the fucking, Sean Connery meme of him smacking a chick. And I was like, at what point do you smack a bitch? I mean, I don't know, like, politically, at least, I had to. Like, I shit all over that person. But I'm like, damn, I mean, a lot of people, I don't know, people are wild. Like, I'm just saying, I posted it too. I was like, I wouldn't advise that you fucking go around calling every random person you view as the opposition because CNN programmed you to after staring at it for fucking ever. It's all you watch, CNN. Like, I wouldn't advise you to go around saying that to people. I mean, some hood dude probably smack you. I don't know. If you're a dude, you might get in a fight. I don't know, man. Like, the level of intensity has gotten so crazy, I think we're a cunt hair shy of violence. Like, it's like, what the fuck? I mean, not that the left hasn't already been being violent for, like, years now. And just crazy off the wall. But I mean, it's like, damn, like I found myself, it's been a while since I was fucking pissed off. I found myself pissed off. I was like, oh shit, I gotta like, chill the fuck out. Really fucking like getting annoyed with these fucking people. I even said, I made another post, I was like, thanks Mark for not banning me. I'm gonna try to keep the swearing to a minimum. Because I feel like, I mean, up until this point, I've been pretty calm and civil with people. Pretty nice. I mean, I'll troll the leftists, but it's like in the kind of goofy way that I mentioned in the last video, talking about this guy, Vidman. And now, and at this point recently, I was just like responding with the same hateful, shitty energy. And I don't like that. I like to be kind of goofy and, the old Alex Jones saying of a happy warrior, laughing in battle type shit. So, yeah, I don't think we can. Just saying, like, I'm gonna be pretty wild out if come New Year's, I'm gonna be just gonna have to like plain face. All right, we're like, we we kinda sorta got a little bit of control of our government. We sorta kinda got the New World Order in a little bit of a headlock, but we're still taking damage and being dragged around the ring. We're still the CIA and Israel's bitch. Because apparently all that shit is too important to fucking all these like, so that's, I mean, like, how am I gonna be forced to frame this in the future? Hey, we still got the fluoride taken out of the water and the fucking food dye. The companies are owned by pedophiles, but the food dye is good. It's gone now. Ooh, make America healthy again. We're winning. Like, how are you supposed to be excited by a strong economy when they're telling us, well, if we release the Epstein files, it may fuck the economy up? Gee, I wonder why. It's not the same, but it's almost like the CNN reports. If Trump closes the border and destroys the drug cartels, it will fuck up the economy. Oh, really? Wow. Do you think that's a bad sign? Maybe. Do you think that's a sign that like a problem that should have been taken care of a really long time ago has gone way too motherfucking far? It's the same as if we decouple with Chinese manufacturing and stop buying cheap Chinese shit, with the goal, of course, of getting our own manufacturing back. But it's the same as if we cut off trade with China, it'll be an economic struggle. Prices will go up at fucking Walmart. Anyways, like and subscribe. Check out Gamers Theory 101, video game stuff. No politics, hopefully, as long as we can keep the politics out of gaming. And, yeah, have a great weekend. fuck AI art.